Welcome to TechShop's Tool Time Podcast. We're live at ISN's Tool Dealer Expo, the 25th anniversary of their show. And I'm Eric Garbe, ASE Certified Master Automobile Technician and Editor of TechShop.
And I'm Tom Pecka. I'm publisher of TechShop Magazine. And we're excited to be here at the Tool Dealer Expo, where we're going to talk to some of the different vendors. We're going to look at all the tools and really take a deep dive into everything at the ISN show. What do you think, Eric?
I think this is great. Like you said, we've got some vendors coming over to the booth, talk about their tools, why they come to ISN, and it's going to be a great podcast.
Yeah, I'm excited. What do you think? You want to go take a look?
Let's go do it.
All right.
We're here with David Dobersztyn, Global Portfolio Leader, Vehicle and Industrial Power Tools at Ingersoll Rand. Welcome, David. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Eric. Thanks. Yep.
Great to have you here. So, how long have you been coming to the ISN Tool Dealer Expo, and what keeps you coming back?
Oh, so this is my my third year here. I've been with Ingersoll Rand 4 years. I missed the first year I joined Ingersoll, but I just love coming back to the show. Love talking to the dealers and talking to technicians directly, hearing the feedback from them. It's always a great show to introduce our new products and get reactions right then and there. So it's really been a very beneficial experience for us.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, your guys' booth it's always impressive. Tell me a little bit about Ingersoll Rand. What's going on?
So Ingersoll Rand, of course, we're most well known for our power tools and compressors. That's kind of the biggest parts of our business. We have other divisions too that also do other fluid control and pumping systems, but most people know us for our air compressors and of course our power tools. So we've been focused in the last 10 years on new product development, especially on our cordless line. That's been a big emphasis for us. Moving from pneumatic to cordless, bringing that same level of quality onto cordless tools that we're most well known for in our legendary quality of our pneumatics.
Yeah, heck yeah.
That is awesome. Yeah, as a technician, Ingersoll Rand is definitely a name you know.
Yeah, everybody knows them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So David, tell about some of these tools that you've brought with us to the booth today.
Yeah, we got some new stuff this year. Of course, we have the drive Xchange system. We launched it a couple years ago on our pneumatic side first, and then last year we've introduced the drive Xchange system on our cordless platform. So that tool allows you to, of course, interchange anvils. You can put a 3/8, a 1/2 inch, even a 3/4 inch, most popular sizes, and then direct drive sockets as well. So you have that flexibility to get more power out of the tool, not having to use an adapter or an extension. Delivers more power to the fastener. We've got that, of course. We introduced our 20-volt tire buffer. So been a real popular tool for us in the tire lane shops. Replacing our pneumatic, quite honestly, replacing our pneumatic tire buffer that everybody knows. It's been a really good tool for us, and we've only been selling that for a couple of months now. And then the heat gun we introduced last year in the fall. We just started shipping it earlier this year. It's a 1,000 degree Fahrenheit heat gun. Really great airflow too. Probably the best airflow on the market today. Really good for tire wrap or body wraps for cars. Really popular tool. And then a little sneak peek at our rivet tool. So our 1/4 inch rivet tool. We're not even shipping that yet, but we just got the pre-production samples in, so we're really excited to bring it to the show and get some
little sneak peek. Something's coming out there.
I'm supposed to be talking about it, but I'm going to drop it a little early here.
Yeah, that's great. So you guys said that you did a lot of R&D into your products and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, could you tell us a little bit about that? Anything new coming up that you're able to tell us about?
We've got, of course, we're going to keep expanding the drive Xchange system platform, the DXS platform. We've just got the 2 tools on it now. There's more tools coming on that pipeline too as well. So a lot of people have asked us for a smaller version of this tool. Something like that might be coming. I can't say for sure, but it's probably coming next year. So more stuff like that. And then more accessories for the drive Xchange system too. So we've got the standard impact sockets. Of course, we are introducing lug nut sockets and hex bit sockets for technicians as well, and Torx bits. So we're just going to continue to expand that line and make it more versatile for the technicians. And then Yeah, some other stuff coming too. Yeah. But we're really, it's really good. We're really focused on the technicians. We do a lot of field research. We have a whole group of local shops and shops across the country that we work with to get feedback. Find out what they need, what's wrong. Where do they have problems, and then we just attack those with solutions.
Yeah, that is awesome. Now, David, can we back up a little bit and talk a little more about the drive exchange system? I remember when that came out, and I'm thinking, wow, how cool is this? And maybe take us a little bit through that timeline, the steps, and the advantages of the various improvements.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we introduced it in 23, at the end of 23 on the pneumatic side, and it started with the idea that we heard from mechanics, which was, hey, you know what? I love your tools. They're fabulous. As a matter of fact, I have 3 of them. And they'd open up their bottom drawer, and there's 3 tools, 3 half-inch impacts with broken anvils. And they're like, yeah, this is my 4th one. They're like, I've had that one for 10 years, and maybe that one was 12 years. I can't even remember now. And they're like, can you just make the anvils stronger? We're like, well, it's a half-inch steel. Like, there's not much more we can do there. Like, well, can you just make it easier to fix? And so that's where the replaceable, it actually started as just a replaceable anvil. And we thought, well, that'd be a great innovation on a pneumatic tool. Like, we just give them an easy way to fix the anvil in 30 seconds flat. And then it was like, well, they're like, oh, well, if I can take the anvil out, like, what else can I put in here? It's like, well, we could put a 3/4 inch drive in here too. Like, oh, that's perfect, because, sometimes I need to get to the front end of the engine, and I can't get a full-size 3/4 inch tool in there, but if I could just get a smaller 3/4 inch tool, that would be perfect. Like, oh, well, let's just give you a 3/4 inch anvil to put in there instead. So, it just kind of expanded from that, and then more requests for different types of accessories there, and then we just rolled it out from there.
Absolutely. And so what's the advantage, if you're using a typical square anvil, you're hammering on something, but that you can see that anvil bouncing back and forth where it connects to the socket. Now you have these sockets that are built in. Correct?
Right. Oh, yeah. So we have the direct drive socket. So, a half-inch square of metal is a great simple shape, but actually it's a terrible transfer of power. Like, if you ever take an axle off a car, it doesn't have a square anvil connection on it. It has a spline connection, because that is a much more efficient transfer of power. There's a lot more contact points and more direct connection. So, when you use the direct drive sockets that have that same spline shape, you get about 15% more power delivered to that fastener than you would with using a worn-out socket on a worn-out anvil. Like, it's a very terrible connection, actually.
Right. That's awesome. Kind of like getting the power to the ground in an old muscle car. You got, like the muscle tool. You want to get the power to the what you're getting on.
It's the difference between a tire with slick, a tire with no tread, and a tire with great tread. You just get more power to transfer.
Absolutely. So the tire buffer, that's got to be popular in the tire industry, and instead of having that hose right behind you.
Yeah. It's much more flexible, a lot more capability to get inside the tire, smaller tires too. For some of these newer EV vehicles have very small diameter tires, so the tool has been shaped and patented to fit inside of smaller diameter tires or trailer tires, that type of stuff. And it's just a much quieter tool. So if you have a tire shop that's using cordless impact wrenches to take tires on and off, and then you have a tire buffer, a cordless tire buffer, it really lowers the whole sound level in that shop. Makes a much more pleasant experience for customers. They don't hear this whizzing sound of a grinder running in the background all the time. Yeah, it's really a much better shop environment for not only for the customers, but for the technicians who are there all day listening to that sound. So.
Well, you guys really have some great stuff here. What would you say? What's your big seller?
What's our big seller? Wow. So, it's funny. We still continue to sell that 231. The 231, our basic half-inch impact, is tried and true, and we still continue to sell the heck out of that tool. And then we've introduced some of the larger impacts. Those are selling pretty well. They're selling primarily into truck shops, so heavier equipment shops, guys that are using those for bus and truck repair. That's a very popular tool for us, just like on our pneumatic side, which is our 285B, which is also our most popular 1-inch impact on the pneumatic side, right? That still continues to be a very popular tool for us. And then, as we get into the cordless platform, the comparable, our W9000 series, those are our two probably biggest sellers, and then we go down from there. Our cordless impacts is what we're also most well known for, and then as we've kind of expanded into other kind of non-core product lines like the tire buffer, the heat gun, the rivet tool. Those are kind of tools that help complete the portfolio, not only for us, but also for the technicians. They can get onto the battery platform. We have, just about 9 out of the 10 tools that they might use every day on that same platform. And that's really where we're focused on, like that core technician and what they use every day. We might not have the, outdoor power equipment. We don't do that. We don't do any wearables. We don't do any of that. We're really focused on that technician in the shop and making his life better every day.
That is awesome. Can you talk a little bit about that pneumatic versus cordless, and how that's playing out right now, and maybe even a little bit about your battery line and your battery platforms?
That's a good point. It's been a big shift.
Yeah, it's been a big shift.
Yeah, so we still continue to see some shift in the market from pneumatic to cordless, right? And we saw that first and probably most easily done on smaller drive size tools, drills, 3/8 drive impacts, those types of things. But as battery technology has gotten better over the last 5 years, as motor technology, brushless motor technology has gotten better, so you're able to deliver more power and actually get to a 1/2 inch drive, a 3/8, a 3/4 inch drive, those kinds of things. So we're starting to see more shift in the market towards larger drive size tools now that the batteries are capable of delivering the power. And then, we continue to work on, like everyone, new technologies in batteries, trying to make batteries smaller, more lightweight, more ergonomic, right? Because, as we were saying, like on this tool, you carry around the power source with you, right? And so you really have to make the most of that, right? How can you get more power out of a smaller battery? And that's really come from EV cars that brought better technology into the battery chemistry, and it's trickled down into into power tools and our cell phones and everything else.
Yeah, I mean that's a great point. I mean, you don't think about it just talking about it, but the weight of a battery over time. When you get that fatigue in your hands if you're using it constantly all day, that's a great point.
I can see them just improving as you said, David, with EVs and the battery technology. It's just going to get better and better.
Yeah.
I mean, who would have imagined 20 years ago that we'd have this kind of battery technology right now?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. The battery chemistry has gotten better. The way they're put together has gotten better, so they can deliver more power and be able to drive more amperage through that motor that gives you that power. Yeah.
Now, one thing I see that I like, you get me like an old guy who's been in there. One of the first things that gets me is I can't see what I'm doing anymore. And what's a feature you have on these?
Right. So on most all of our impacts now, we have the ring light. Right. That's our patented 360 shadowless, what we call our shadowless ring light. On this tool, it's dimmable, so you can actually tone it down if it's too bright. But also, like on our rivet tool, we brought that over to our rivet tool as well. It's a 30 lumen light there. So, when you're working in the shop, you're under the hood, maybe you're under the car, you really need that illumination, with the rivet tool, you might be inside underneath the fender doing some body work or something like that. So that's really, one of the features that everybody loves, and they're like that is the best light in the industry.
Yeah, that's a really innovative idea, and I noticed it just went off on its own too, so you don't have to worry about burning extra battery power.
Right. It has a little timeout.
Leave it on, yeah.
You can actually also the other little secret that a lot of people don't know is if you leave it in neutral, it'll stay on for 15 minutes. So a lot of guys will just set it up like that. They need to set it down on the ground next to the tire or something. They'll just leave it in
Use
neutral.
it as a flashlight.
And then it has a 15-minute timeout. Normally, I think it's 30-second timeout.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
That's a great idea. Yeah.
Instead of having to lug that extra light over, you've just got something right there, and it stands up. Points where you
absolutely.
Want to. That's awesome. So you've got all this and more at your booth, right? You've got a whole line of tools at the booth.
Yes, we've brought our full line. We've got a lot of great deals here at the show. On all of our tools. Probably the best deals of the year are here at the show today. So we've got our full line of cordless over there. We've got our full line of pneumatics still. That also the pneumatics. I'd say most of the surface prep type grinders, air hammers. Of course, there's still air hammers. We haven't come up with a cordless air hammer yet, but we will someday. But all of those tools are still very popular for us.
That is awesome, awesome. So Tom, what do you say we head over to the booth and check out more of this?
Yeah, I definitely want to come check out the booth. So
Absolutely.
I really appreciate your time, David. Thank you so much for coming over here and talking to us, and good luck with the show.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks,
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Great to have you.